Periodic table of chemical elements. The periodic table of chemical elements, often called the periodic table, organizes all discovered chemical elements in rows, called periods, and columns, called groups. According to increasing atomic number, scientists use the periodic table to quickly refer to information about an element, like atomic mass and chemical symbols. The periodic table arrangement also allows scientists to discern trends in elements' properties, including electronegativity and ionization energy and atomic radius. Many scientists work on a problem of organizing the elements, but Dmitry Mendeleev published his first version of the periodic table in 1869 and is the most often credited as its inventor. Since then, the periodic table has evolved to reflect over 150 years of scientific development in understanding the chemistry and physics. Today, with 180 known elements, it is widely regarded as one of the most significant achievements in science.
A periodic table is organized into groups, vertical columns, periods, horizontal rows, and families, groups of elements that are similar. Elements in the same groups have the same number of valence electrons. Meanwhile, elements in the same periods have the same number of occupied electron shells. Groups are the column of the periodic table, and periods are the rows. There are 18 groups, and there are 7 periods, plus the lanthanides and actinides. The top period, which contains hydrogen and helium, has only 2 orbitals.
The list of the periodic table groups. First, alkaline metals. What is alkaline metals? Alkaline metals are any of the elements found in group 1A of the periodic table or in the first column. Alkaline metals are very active chemical species that readily lost their one valence electron to form a unique compound with nonmetals. List of alkaline metals. First, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. Alkaline metals are all soft, shiny, reactive metals. Metals react with water and air and quickly tarnish.
Hydrogen is a very special element of the periodic table and doesn't belong to any family. While hydrogen sits in group 1, it is not an alkaline metal. To be considered as an alkaline metal, an element should have low ionization enthalpy. Hydrogen has an enthalpy value almost double of that of lithium but so close to nitrogen or oxygen, which are by all means non-metal. As the name suggests, alkaline metals forms alkaline oxides and hydroxides, but hydrogen forms a neutral compound. So even keeping in mind its being discussed dual nature properties akin to both alkaline metals and halogens, hydrogen in no way can be taken as an alkaline metal. The alkaline earth metals are the elements that correspond to the group 2 of the modern periodic table. This group of elements includes beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. These elements are quite similar to their physical and chemical properties. For example, all alkaline earth metals are silvery white-colored solids under standard conditions. They are also highly lustrous and are quite reactive.
Transition metal. Transition metal are located in groups 1b to 8b of the periodic table. All yellow in periodic table from scandium to copernicium. Summary of properties transition metal are following. Low ionization energies, positive oxidation states. Multiple oxidation states since them is a low energy gap between them. Very hard, exhibit metallic luster, high melting points, high boiling points, high electrical conductivity, high thermal conductivity, malleable. Form color compounds due to D-negative electronic transition. 5d orbitals become more filled from left to right on periodic table typically form paramagnetic compounds because of the unpaired d electrons typically exhibit high catalytic activity.
Base metals are common metals used in industry or manufacturing, such as copper or zinc. Base metals include iron, chlorine, and alloys. Unlike precious metals, base metals tend to oxide or corrode over time or when exposed to the elements.
Metalloid. What is metalloid? A metalloid is a chemical of elements with properties that are mixture of both metals and non-metals. There is no standard definition of metalloid, nor is there complete agreement as to which elements are appropriately classified as such despite of lack of specificity. That term remains used in literature of chemistry.
The non-metal are located on the upper right side of the periodic table. Non-metal are separated from the metals by a line that cuts diagonally through the region of the periodic table containing elements with the partially filled p orbitals. The halogens and noble gases are non-metals, but the non-metal elements group usually consists of the following elements: hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, and selenium.
A halogen is a chemical element that forms a salt when it reacts with metal. Halogen lamps are enumerated above. They contain halogen and inert gas. There are 5 halogen in the periodic table of chemical elements: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine.
The elements in group 18 of the periodic table are known as the noble gases. These elements are also known as the inert gases, which is a very appropriate name for them since this group of elements exhibits extremely inert chemical behavior. Members of the inert gas family. The members of group 18 in the modern periodic table are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon.
Lanthanides. What is lanthanides? The lanthanides are the elements of the top of the 2 rows located below in the main body of the periodic table. While there is agreement over exactly which elements should be included, many chemists state the lanthanides are elements with atomic numbers 58 through 71. Atoms of these elements are characterized by having a partially filled 4f sublevel. These elements have several names, including the lanthanide series and the rare earth elements. The IUPAC preferred name is actually lanthanide.
Actinide. What is actinide? The actinide series contains elements with atomic number 89 to 103 and is in the 6th period of 3rd group of the periodic table. The series is row below the lanthanide series, which is located underneath the main body of the periodic table. Lanthanide and actinide series are both referred to as rare earth metal. These elements all have high diversity of oxidation number and all are radioactive. The most common and known elements is uranium, which is used to nuclear fuel when it's covered into plutonium through nuclear reaction.